your burial. I appreciate him from the bottom of my heart. Toto, allow me also thank the Minister for Security, Honorable Jim Moezi. Thank you so much for the wonderful role you have also played. And allow me also thank the ISO fraternity for working closely with my dear husband and loving him. And that's why they are in this place in a very big number. I appreciate you, ISO. Allow me also thank the mighty UPDF for a big role that they have played. I cannot take this for granted. Thank you so much. Toto, 4 months ago, when I gave birth to Abraham, I heard you talking with your dear brother Charles, and you named Abraham. You told him that that boy should be called Opolot. So I asked him, I said, what's the meaning of Opolot? He said he's a great man, almost similarly to Abraham. Toto, we are using that name, and thank you for that. Allow me to say something little about my dear husband. Charles was not only a loving man to me, he was a loving man to everyone around him. Very kind, like all of you know. Very sincere in heart. I could say he was a very clean man. The other time I was talking in the church and I was telling the mourners in Madeira that when he told me that he wanted us to wed, I thought he was joking. And so he kept on engaging me on that. And I told him, if you are serious about this wedding, I would love to share something in common with you. Can you allow me wed on your birthday so that we have something we can share and celebrate together? And he was like, wow, that's a perfect idea. I have no problem with it. And Toto, I remember you came and graced that occasion, which I still honored in my heart. We had lived a very happy life with Charles from the time we met. We had unconditional love for one another. There are two things that has built us in that family: love and prayers. And Toto, you will be surprised today to see the priest coming to send off Charles in that number. It's because of the love. I remember when we were building our house in Kampala, I told him, honey, one of the rooms is going to be a chapel. And I was serious. He thought I was joking. He said that was a very good idea. And then when we began using the chapel, because when I looked around, when he got this job of being the Director General of Internal Security Organization, whenever we would go to church, it would bring a lot of, church would be disorganized. And quickly I came up with that idea. And the priest has been coming to our home on every Sundays, even in other days. Total, we have hosted for the last years more than 200 masses at our home. That was the faith me and my husband had. And it was so shocking to me. On Wednesday last week, 29, I got up, prepared for him his clothes, each and everything, even breakfast. He went and took a shower. He came dressed well, and he told me that he's leaving. I said a prayer. I said the short prayer, and then he left. While he was in the office, we had arranged, there was Reverend Father John Baptist Bashobora, who was coming all the way from Barara, heading to Aga Khan, Nairobi, to visit Musinyo Magembe, who is also sick there. But the secretary had told me a day before that Father will be coming, so he would love to come and bless us. Then when I told him, he said, oh, let me reach office and see my desk. If it is full, then you will represent me and the family. I will still receive the blessing. I said, it's okay. So when Father arrived home at 3:30, and he told me his program. He said his flight was at 5:30 a.m., and so he was heading to the airport at 3. I said, Father, can I go and prepare for you a room you rest? He rested. He woke up by himself at around 7. That time, Charles has already called me that he managed to clear, though not all. He is on his way. He had reached Kajansi. He is coming to join us for the prayer. I said, oh, you have almost reached home. And so, when he reached home, I told him, take your time. Maybe I first give you something to take. He said, no, he cannot eat anything before having Mass. He will have it later. So later on, he just went to the washroom. He came out. In the process, when we are now leaving the bedroom, coming to join the priest for the Mass, I told him, oh, let me first check in my bag and I pick offertory. Then, as I come closer, I saw him going. He fell down. So I screamed. There was a boy next to the door. He came. They carried him. We took him to the chapel. As they were organizing the convoy to come, we take him to the hospital. So Father Bashobora prayed with him while in the chapel. There were 2 priests. One of the priests remained at home, continued with the Mass. So as we kept on engaging with the doctor, then we told the doctor that this is what has happened, and he said, okay, take the sugar level, all those things we did. I don't know whether because of the road, which was not also all that good, and the distance from our home to the main road. So reaching there, in about like 3-5 minutes, I saw a bodyguard coming to me that, Mama, let's go in the car. So I was like, how is Papa's condition? Then he told me that Papa is no more. I said, stop joking. He said, no, Papa is no more. Then, less than a minute, I overheard the sister Florence, crying, my brother, just like that. I just entered the car that time, and I told them, okay, drive me back home. And we went home, and that is what happened. I do not have so much to say, but maybe one thing that I had forgotten, when the children came here to give in their speech, mostly Vivian, my daughter, you spoke for the first time today. I was touched. And I pray those words that you mentioned them by yourself, the Holy Spirit lead you to remain who you are to those words. Because being a firstborn, you have gotten a responsibility. You have to look after the young ones. So if you mislead them, they will not grow well. But if you lead them well, you are, like you have said, they are following you. And you know, once you are a driver, a co-driver doesn't have much. I pray for unity among the children, among the siblings, and I pray that let us be one. I thank so much my father-in-law and my mother-in-laws. They have given me a wonderful husband that I will live to remember. Thank you so much.
Trying to see how to connect me to all his friends, to push for this dream that I have, that I told him about a year ago. I was interested to contest for the woman member of parliament for Kalaki district. And so he had planned for me to meet most of his friends. Unfortunately, he passed on. And now, I think it's also not unfortunate. You are all here. I have met you once at the same time while we sent Papa. It is very painful because he was I would say my advisor. He's one person that you would not, all these children, about 21 of us who have told you how we come to that number, we would always consult him on every small matter. He guided us, he taught us, he nurtured us, he comforted us, but above all, he taught us how to be humble and let the world not break us down. We are broken right now in our hearts, but we believe that all you generals in front here, generals in your profession, generals in your relationship with my father, generals in your cadres in the government, will not let us feel alone. I want you to particularly take it upon yourselves to make Brig.Gen.Charles Oluka proud of the friendship that he created with you. This is the moment that you are going to show to the world that indeed he was a good man. Burials are very common for beautiful words, but the moment the person is put 6 feet under, we may never get phone calls again. We may never see any of you again. I may walk to an office and I may be made to wait 6 hours or even 2 days and bounce back and forth. But I'm requesting you, do not forget the good things. Maybe some of us have got those characteristics and you're the ones to actually make them come out. Charles could have tried, Daddy could have tried, and he was on the way to pulling out one of us. And so I'm requesting for all these children, the first that you saw on green and this that you saw on white were all under his care. School fees, feeding, health, ambitions. Now we are talking about Vivian, who is a director, a deputy director. She will need to be elevated. We are talking about Monica as SACO. She will definitely need support. Daddy was my everything. Just a few hours before he passed, I had called him and I was telling him, Daddy, I am frustrated. He said, what is wrong? With his calm voice, you all know his calm voice. I told him, a colleague of mine, a fellow aspirant, he's telling me I will need a minimum of 100 million to pursue my ambition. What will we do? I only get money from my father, my husband, and the bank. So I told him, you never taught me to borrow money. Where will I go? It is too soon to borrow. He said, don't worry. We have already buried almost half that amount. Something will come up. 10 p.m., I was lying on my bed for my husband to call me. Daddy is gone. I said, which daddy? He said, your daddy. I said, my own daddy? He said, yes, your daddy. And it's true, he's right here. My ambition still lives on because I believe in that ambition, I am going to continue the legacy of Brig.Charles Oluka. Therefore, I want to thank all of you that are here standing with us and that will continue standing with us. Total Vice President, he revered you. He adored you. He actually made sure and he tried to push me when I reached Katakwi with the visionary women, just so I could shake your hand. And that means that he really loved you. He said, if you want to be mentored, can you find Toto? That's the only woman. So we stand here to say, as the mother of this country, besides, of course, Toto, Her Excellency, the wife to the president, you are our mother, especially in Teso. Please don't abandon us. Our mothers, you heard their names, are right now weak. We are only looking up to all of you. I want to thank you all. To the in-laws, you respected us, you loved us while Papa was there. I don't know whether it was fear, I don't know what it was. I am begging you for the sake of my sisters that are married and those that are yet to be married. Let the respect, let the love, let the faithfulness continue in memory of Charles Oluka. Thank you very much. We love you all.
Let's put our hands together for the children. Allow me, Your Excellency, we have been joined by two former Director Generals of Internal Security.
General Oluka. And in the interest of time, I'm not going to say a lot. And I've arranged with New Vision to publish my views in the paper. But I have to say a few words. I knew Brigadier General Oluka well because I was the Director General of Internal Security Organization when he joined the organization in 1987. And I worked with him until I left the organization in 1996. I again worked with him from 2021 up to today, when I was minister and he was the Director General of Internal Security Organization. We recruited him after thorough investigation of his conduct and his character, apart from his education. At that time, we were building a new intelligence service which was going to be different from those Uganda had had since independence. The General Service Unit, the State Research Bureau, the National Security Agency, which were all anti-people services. As you know, the government of Uganda before the NRM came into power exercised state-inspired violence, and the intelligence services excelled in achieving that. Therefore, when NRM came into power, our big task was to build a pro-people security service. Indeed, His Excellency, the President, made sure that there was a law to govern the intelligence services. The Security Organizations Act of 1987. It was through that process that we identified young Charles Oluka, who was an engineer at Soroti Flying School. He came and joined the Technical Department of Internal Security Organization, and he excelled in his duties. We thank His Excellency for identifying him to lead the organization. And we know that when he came to Internal Security Organization, he stabilized it because it was somewhat wobbling. We thank the people of Teso and the family. We know he still have had his parents. They are around, for giving him to us, serving in the Internal Security Organization, but serve Uganda. We appeal, as we mourn him, that his attributes should be emulated by others. He has gone at a time when we still needed him. He was a unifier. He was an Ateso, but he was a Ugandan. And he worked for all of Uganda. Yes, there should be clapping. That is very important. Many people do not know how to respect their culture, but also combine it with patriotism and Pan-Africanism. But General Oluka was both. We still need a lot of work to do in security. We are aware that in this area, there is a bit of insecurity coming up, commanded by young people. We need vigilance and to work with the security services to curb them down. Mrs. Oluka, we know that he has left you with a young family, but as the Deputy CDF said, we shall be there for you and to make sure that the family remains united. He has left big children. Some of them are already serving in the Internal Security Organization. I know a deputy director, so there is no need to fear. In the interest of time, Your Excellency, we know the church is already short of time, and my brother, the CDF, consumed a lot of our time, but for good reason. I therefore would like to take this honor, Your Excellency, to invite you to address the mourners. Thank you very much.
Then he will see you face to face, and in your life you will see life. And
punguza mwendo, punguza. Move down. Yeah.
Asaba vayo saba ogowen saba vayo nawe.
And sisters from Peso. Fare thee well, Brigadier-General Charles Oluka. Charles, in my language, he used to call me Uminna, and I used to call him Unacheka. He potently impact on our lives. And for this, we are here to mourn and to grieve for him, but at the same time to celebrate a life which was well led. Because of time, I'll not go into my speech, which I prepared as my farewell for him. But still, we will miss him, especially as security leaders. I knew him very closely. He was one of the most religious people I've known, always praying, and he has taught us very many good lessons. He was a brother, he was a friend, and somebody who you could trust completely. We pray for his soul to continue resting in peace. I say this on behalf of the External Security Organization of Uganda, commonly known as ESO, and we work very closely together with the Internal Security Organization, ISO, together with the military intelligence and the police as well. Thank you.